I saw the Meg, and guess what? I enjoyed it. Now, if you've been paying attention to reviews and stuff, like on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff, you'll notice it has a 50%, but the audience score has it in 64%, which is actually a lot better. And I think, people are responding to the Meg a lot more than folks anticipated, because I think this movie is tracking to make a lot more at the box office than was originally projected. I think the Meg was only supposed to make 15 or 20 million its opening weekend. I think domestically, I don't know if that's the worldwide total. And now they think it can make between 30 and 40, which means that audiences are really responding to this movie, this Jason Statham versus the giant shark movie, more strongly than was originally anticipated. And I'm not surprised. I mean, the premise, basically like Jaws on speed, or like Jaws on steroids, like not just a regular shark that you have to fight, a giant, prehistoric shark that somehow comes to modern day. That seems cool and interesting. I mean, we live in the age of like the Sci-Fi Channel, Sharknado, where there's like a giant monster movie or a weird creature movie coming out all the time on TV or in movies, live action. So the world is ready for this. The plot goes like this. Jason Statham is a deep sea, diver rescuer who has to rescue a bunch of people who are in a submarine, a submersible, who's being managed by a shark. This is in the past now. And he has to he saves some, but he has to leave the others behind, because he knows if he goes back for the others, something will happen that will kill everybody. So he has to make a really tough choice. So he leaves some people to die in order to save others. And, that traumatizes him a lot, having to do that. So he gives up, deep sea rescue diving as a career. Years later, there's a group of people being financed by a billionaire on this research submersible base called, I think, Mana 1. And they're researching the depths of the ocean, the Marianas Trench. But in their research, they uncover, a giant prehistoric shark that causes them trouble. And, some of them get trapped down there initially. And that's when Jason Statham's character gets called out of retirement to come help them. And one thing leads to another, and that basically is the whole movie. Now, why did I like the Meg and, a lot of critics didn't? Well, I thought it was fun, basically. I mean, it certainly wasn't perfect. I thought it was a fun B movie. It's exactly, I feel, what you'd expect from the trailers. I mean, it has, a monster coming out in the water, awesome Jason Statham effects, and, if you like that, this movie delivers that. So you're going to get exactly what you expect. If you like movies like this and you come into this movie expecting exactly that, then it is what you're going to get. However, surprisingly, I think one thing this movie did that I think added, that plussed it, is I thought the character development was pretty interesting. I actually cared about a lot of the characters in this movie and what happened to them more than I thought I would. For some reason, a lot of horror and action movies, I don't know, people die and they get killed off, and you don't really, you don't spend as much time with them to really get into them. But for some reason with the Meg, I was into a lot of the people, and I felt that there was a lot of humanity in, the protagonists when they would be in danger and killed, or you would think they were going to get killed and they weren't. Because I think the writing of the movie, it's been a good time establishing the working relationship of these people and this base before they, run into problems and run into this giant prehistoric shark. Now, the thing about the Meg is a lot of horror movies, horror movies are of this type anyway, action movies of this type. Traditionally, there's a lot of humor thrown in. The Meg is actually surprisingly a pretty serious film. I mean, there are definitely jokes, but I didn't think that comedy was a big strain in this movie. It was pretty straightforward, action-packed. There was a lot of heart and jokes here and there, but I didn't think the comedy aspect was really ramped up. It was somewhere between uber silly and really, really serious. I thought they walked that line pretty well. Now, the effects, the underwater effects and the sharks and all that stuff, that was really great. I know in a lot of movies these days, the CGI is ridiculous. But, I mean, ridiculously bad sometimes, or there's glaringly bad CGI, but I felt that the computer effects in the Meg were really good. I mean, I thought the sharks, there were other creatures too. There was a giant squid, and when they went underwater, it looked great. It didn't look as lush or as lavish as what we saw in the Aquaman trailer, but, this isn't an Aquaman type movie. It's a lot smaller budget, and they aren't trying to show, a whole underground world like Atlantis and stuff. They just go to a certain area, in the Marianas Trench, and, that's it. But when they go there, it looks really good. I mean, they spent their money. The small budget they have, they spent well. And, I guess all the actors did a good job. And I guess the one who stands out most is the star of the movie, Jason Statham. You know, Jason Statham is a famous action hero whose career has gone up in recent years. He started doing a lot of B movies. I think The Transporter, right? I haven't seen any Jason Statham movies where he was the main star, but I've heard of them. He did movies like that, and then I think he kind of graduated to a higher level of film with the Fast and the Furious franchise. I've seen some Fast and the Furious movies, so I've seen him in those. And now he gets to star in B movies of a higher budget than the Transporter movies, like The Meg. And he does a good job. I mean, he's a very capable action hero. They try really hard to humanize his character. I think Jason Statham in the past has played guys who they were hardcore and, very rough and very rugged. I'm making an assumption. Like I said, I haven't seen those movies. But in this movie, they try really hard, I think, to make Jason Statham. He seemed kind of soft in this movie. I think softer than we've seen him play characters in the past. And it works, I mean, for this kind of movie. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.